Sportsnet, and welcome to episode 10 of the Powerskateshow podcast series, alongside with Grant Flood from Flood Sports Zone, and today a special guest with Sam Federman. Sam, thanks for coming out today.
Oh, of course. I've been looking forward to coming onto the show. You know how much I love talking hockey.
Yeah, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I run the Power Hour over on my Sportscaster channel, SSN Power Hour, if you don't already follow me. I try and go live every day. I'm a diehard Boston sports fan. Baseball is probably the sport I know the most about, but I love playing hockey. I love watching hockey. Hockey also has an aura about it that, especially with playoff hockey, when it comes to playoff time, it is 100% of my attention. And the regular season, it feels like there's a group of people, like an iconoclast of people. By the way, I've been waiting to use that word. I've been waiting to use the word iconoclast for so long. There's an iconoclast of people just ready to watching the regular season and just talk. And the hockey community online is so invested into the game, and I love that.
Yeah,
and I'm glad to be a part of it now. As growing a part of the sports community on the internet over the last 8-10 months, I see how much people don't know, how much people know, how interesting the internet is for sports.
Yeah. Yes. Once again, Sam, thanks for coming out, and let's get this party started, shall we? All right. So we're doing free agents. One popular topic at the start. So let's do it. So I'm not sure if we did this, you and me, Grant, but we'll just do it anyway. Thomas Greiss from the New York Islanders. He's 34 years of age. He's a goaltender. His last salary was $3.3 right on the dot $1 million per year. Will he re-sign with the New York Islanders?
Oh, looks like Grant's gone. With Greiss, you look at a situation where obviously Varlamov is going to be their main goaltender, but Greiss is not a guy to scoff at either. He had a decent season this year. It was not great, but certainly it was not bad. Last year was his masterpiece. He was phenomenal last year. His advanced stats, his normal stats, really good in 2018-19. I think he finds his way back on a reduced salary for one more year, and then he tests the market. Because I don't think that what he did this year earns him a multi-year deal anywhere. I think it earns him a one-year deal, probably back in New York. Maybe another prove-it deal. Maybe they let him leave and he goes somewhere like a Chicago, like the way Leonard did, where he goes, or he could potentially be a stopgap goaltender in Carolina. Because Mrazek has not impressed me, and neither has Reimer for that matter.
Yeah. All right, Grant. So the question was, we're talking about if Thomas Greiss will re-sign with the Islanders. So what are your thoughts if Greiss will re-sign with the Islanders?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't know why I cut out. But, Thomas Greiss, I don't think he will re-sign with the Islanders, but it's kind of tough to see who he would go for. He definitely gets signed somewhere. I'm assuming maybe San Jose to try to help out Martin Jones a little bit more. Because, Dell's just not cutting it. He's a good backup, but he's not cutting it. I'm thinking maybe Minnesota as well could be another valuable option. Because Devin Dubnyk's been, he's not really been performing that well this year. And I think maybe the Kings would be another option, or Anaheim. Probably go to one of those 4 teams.
I could definitely see any of those 4 teams.
Yeah, and Greiss used to play for the Sharks, which was interesting. So in my mind, it's a coin flip because on Greiss, his goals against was 2.74, 0.99, 18. Hold on, 0.913 save percentage. Excuse me. I definitely see him be a Capital because a lot of rumors coming. That Greiss will help out Samsonov. If he does not be with Washington, I kind of see him be with Toronto. Because I
think Toronto likes running with Anderson and Campbell, what they got right now. Mm-hmm. And Grant, what you said about Minnesota, I think Minnesota likes Alex Stalock. I think they really like him.
Yeah, and
You made a good point there.
yeah, and I kind of see him be with Florida to do up with Bobrovsky, but I'm not sure because they want Sam Montembeau from Florida out of the AHL. So again, if he's not with Florida, then I would say LA, like you said, Grant.
And also, you might see Spencer Knight at some point next year for the Panthers.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Interesting.
Spencer Knight's probably the future of the goaltender position, and I think you see him at the end of next season in Florida.
Yeah, like I would want to see Spencer Knight be play in what's the new AHL team? Like they flipped it somewhere, but Florida does not have an AHL. Yeah, I think Florida's going to be with the Chicago Wolves. But anyway, like I want to see Spencer Knight play in the AHL first, to grab some potential. If I would pick, I would say Grice with Washington.
Here's my thing with that. I don't think Florida is going to have anything to lose by sending Knight out at the end of next season. I don't think they're going to be a playoff contending team next year. I just don't see it in them to make the playoffs again next year. I see them on the outside looking in because I think especially a team, Montreal is going to improve next year because they're going to fire Claude Julien. There's going to be a bunch of teams that are going to improve next season, especially in that Atlantic division. And you're looking at a team, and you're looking at a division where the top three is a lock, and then Buffalo's got to improve at some point. Well, no, they're not. They're going to trade Eichel, so they're not going to improve. Montreal's got to improve at some point, and Ottawa is building a young team that I really enjoy watching.
Yeah,
and then you look at the Metropolitan Division. That is extremely stacked. What a stacked division that is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough for the Panthers to make the playoffs. So I don't think you'll have anything to lose sending out Spencer Knight next year.
Right. All right. Next one. I think this is an interesting one, but we'll have a debate. We'll have everyone debate in the chat. Let's say that Trevor Daley, 36 years of age, he's a defenseman, $3.166 million per year. Will he resign with Detroit? Yes or no? Grant, would you like to start?
Sure. Will he resign with Detroit? Probably not. I mean, I can see why Detroit might want to bring him back on like a cheap 1-year deal, but he's 36 years old. Don't think he'll retire. Don't really know if he should go in the KHL. I just think probably no one's going to end up signing him. Or actually, maybe a team like Ottawa would try to sign him actually for maybe like a good veteran leader perhaps. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. Trevor Daley's definitely fallen off quite a bit since he's pretty much joined the Blackhawks. I felt like is when he started to have a steady decline, and I don't know. We'll see. He's still decent, but yeah, we'll see. I think a young team would try to pick him up.
Yeah,
his numbers are awful this year. His advanced stats are all in the red. I don't think he has a place with the he obviously anybody on planet Earth has a place on the Detroit Red Wings. But come October or whenever next season starts, is Trevor Daley going to be worth it? I think the only team that's gonna even give him the chance to play in the NHL will be the Detroit Red Wings, and it would be on a minimum contract. I don't think there's any situation anywhere where a general manager turns to his coach and says, "You know who I think we should sign? Trevor Daley." There is no possible scenario where a general manager not named Steve Yzerman says that Trevor Daley is the way to go. And the only reason Yzerman would say that is because Daley's already there.
Right. Yeah. He might retire because he's been dealing with like a buttload of injuries and like missing like significant time. Like according to his stats, he played 43 games with only 7.7 assists. He's not going to come back to the NHL. I kind of see him probably stay in the AHL like for like next like the whole season next year and just retire. And like
the AHL is full of young speed where he will not be able to compete whatsoever.
Yeah, like he's going to be in Grand Rapids for the whole year. But anyway, like enough of that. Another one, another Detroit, Sam Gagner. 42 games played, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. His salary was $3.15 million per year. 31 years of age, center. Will he resign with Detroit? Yes or no? Sam, would you like to start?
I don't think Detroit really sees the need to bring him back. I really like Sam Gagner. He's got some good advanced stats. The Corsi's good. The expected goals are good. But I really don't think Detroit. I mean, if Detroit wants to bring him back, they'll do it. They'll do it cheaply. But I think he gets like a 3-year. I think he gets a 3-year, like $1 million, like $1.5 million a year deal somewhere. Because there's a market for a 30. There's a market for a 30-year-old. There's a market for a 30-year-old center who puts up decent Corsi and decent expected goals. There's a market for that, and that market isn't necessarily Detroit. Now, is the market that pronounced? Is the market going to give him a 6-year deal worth $4 million a year? No, the market's going to give him 2-3 years, $1.5 million a year. Where could that possibly be? Maybe I'd say any contending team. Maybe Edmonton brings him back if they want to, because they did that to get they traded him for Andreas Athanasiou, another guy who I like. And you look at a team like Edmonton, yeah, you could. There's always room for every team has room for a guy with good Corsi.
Yeah. What about you, Grant?
I'm thinking, and I agree with Sam 100%. You know, we should go to a contender, and I'm thinking the Dallas Stars. You know, kind of work on that third, fourth line with, you know, Sam Gagner. Yeah, he's 30, but he's still producing, you know, at a decent amount on a horrible, you know, Red Wings team. Imagine what we could do on a team like Dallas based off of, you know, speed and physicality. I think he could fit well in the Star system. So I'll maybe say, yeah, like a 1 or 2 year deal and signs with Dallas.
And obviously he's not going to bring back 16-17 form where he was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
But still in that season, in every season since then, he has excelled in expected goals and in Corsi. And there's always a team out there. A team that stands out analytically is always the Florida Panthers. And don't be surprised to see him get a deal with the Panthers.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't see him go to Detroit. I think Detroit is now going to be a young team for like right now. I would see him be in Ottawa. Well, you know, I'm going to erase Ottawa. I kind of see him go to Nashville just for a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years. Kind of see him go to Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh is now being a special leadership team. You got like Patrick Marleau, Chris Letang.
Just everybody. If you're above the age of 30 and losing speed, go to Pittsburgh. They want you. For no reason whatsoever. They need young speed. They don't need more big physical players. Jack Johnson is literally the worst player in the league.
He's like,
yeah, you bring out a very good point. And, you know,
of course, I bring out a good point. I sound like urinating tree right now.
Gagner would probably be like a fourth liner at best in Pittsburgh. Like they don't.
They're so talented offensively.
Yeah.
They don't need another guy on the wrong side of 30. They need 22-year-olds. They need fast, speedy guys. They need the Leaf step.
oh God.
I mean, hey, at least they got John Marino working out for them. But really, outside that, their defensive core is looking absolutely rough. So.
Oh yeah.
I think Jack Johnson is related to Cody Ceci right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'll say this: I believe Jack Johnson is the single worst player in the NHL this season. Capo Caco is a close second.
Yeah. For me, I don't know where we are, but I'm gonna say Gagner might resign with Dallas. Let's say that. We got a defenseman, Joel Edmondson from the Carolina Hurricanes, also known as the Bunch of Jerks. 27 years of age. He's a defenseman, $3.1 million per year. Originally with the St. Louis Blues with that contract. So will he resign with Carolina, yes or no? Grant, would you like to start since you're wearing that Hurricanes jersey?
Cam Ward jersey. Yeah, I bought this back when I was in like 7th grade. But anyway, you know, very, very interesting, Joel Edmondson. He's a very good defenseman, good depth piece. But the Hurricanes have such a defensive, you know, they have such a stacked defensive core. I don't really know why they bring him back. I could certainly see a team like perhaps Edmonton, maybe even Columbus try to bring him in on a 2-3 year deal perhaps. worth, roughly $50 million or so. I think that would be a pretty reasonable contract for Joel Edmondson. I don't think he would sign with Carolina, but he'll definitely go to a borderline playoff team, if not a Stanley Cup contender.
Yeah. I think that with Edmondson, you're looking at a guy coming off a down year in 2019-20. He hasn't put up the points. The advanced stats haven't been there. It's just actually he has put up the points. It's just that the advanced stats haven't been there. And when you look at a guy like Edmondson, you say, what teams are looking for a guy that his main attribute is his Stanley Cup ring in 2019, experience in the postseason. You're looking at a list of teams that includes young, hungry postseason contenders like Vancouver.
Right.
I think that because here's the thing, Edmondson's not going to find his way into a top 4. He's gonna be on the third. He's gonna be on a third defensive pairing somewhere because he is, let's say it, below average right now.
Yeah.
There is no way around the fact that Joel Edmondson is below average right now.
Yeah.
But he has a use. He's still 20. He's turning 27 on the 28th of June. He's got a cup ring. He's still got something left in the tank. And offensively, he just put up his best season.
Right.
So he's certainly got something left in the tank.
Yeah, and sorry for your interruption, Sam. 68 games played, 7 goals, 13 assists for like 20 points. Respectable numbers, but with that, I kind of see him go to like Columbus, as a respectable salary cap hit, with like 2.5 3 years. I
wouldn't want to give him any more than 2.
Yeah. Or I would say have him back to St. Louis if Bouwmeester retires this year.
And we can agree that Petrangelo's gone with the Scandella extension. Petrangelo's gone, right?
Well, Petrangelo has not re-signed, but
he's not going to. He's going to leave. He's going to go somewhere.
Did not know that, but
no,
okay.
No, it's not official, but I believe so because with the Scandella extension, I don't think they're going to have the money to bring him back.
Right.
You're bringing out a good point, but
it's the same thing. It's the same reason why I'm kind of annoyed. That's the same reason why I don't think Krug's coming back. I think we don't have the money. The back trading Backus obviously helps. But remember, we're still retaining some of that contract.
Right. Like you're like technically retaining Kasha's and Richie's salary, but yeah. All right, last one. We got Connor Sherry from the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think this is a good one as far as I'm concerned. $3 million per year. He's a left wing at 28 years of age. Will he re-sign with Pittsburgh? Yes or no? Sam, would you like to start?
I could certainly see it happening. It fits. I mean, he's one of the guys on this team he's one of the few guys on this Pittsburgh team that's not like 6'6" and massive. He's 5'8", 175. He's put up a decent season through the advanced stats, 23 points in 63 games. Obviously, the scoring hasn't been there. I don't know if Pittsburgh thinks they can bring back the 53-point season from 16-17. Obviously, starting the season in Buffalo is never a good situation for anybody. So if you look at Sherry, you're certainly looking at a guy that I wouldn't be surprised if the Penguins bring him back. I think it would probably benefit them to bring him back because they need to move away from big guys and look towards speed. Maybe, but I don't think he should be signed to anything long term. 2 years maximum. I'd say 1 year prove it deal.
Yeah, Grant.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with Sam here. If he doesn't re-sign with Pittsburgh, I would maybe say New Jersey, but I do think the Penguins would re-sign him.
New Jersey's spending their money on defense. New Jersey's got to spend their money on defense. New Jersey wants to spend money on one thing and one thing only, and it's defense. And I can totally understand if they want to go after Krug or Petrangelo because having 2 $9 million defenders is a massive disaster, especially when one of them is one of the worst. One is the most overrated and honestly statistically speaking, one of the worst players in hockey this year.
Like PK
Yeah,
Subban is
I'm
horrendous.
NHL Instagram, and when PK Subban's one of his highlights was an empty net.
It was the first highlight. His first highlight was an empty netter. I posted it. I posted it and said overrated. And my friend who's a Devils fan shot back like, "Oh, come on, serious?" And I'm like, "What can you say to that?" And I showed him a screen grab of the advanced stats. I'm like, "What can you say to these advanced stats? They're so deep in the red. He's not good anymore. He's not 2015-16 PK Subban. That was maybe behind Erik Karlsson as the best defender and as the second best defender in the league. He's not that anymore."
Right.
You did bring out a good point, but yeah, back to Connor Sherry though. Yeah, 1-2-year deal worth about $2-3 million. See what the guy can prove. He's been pretty good. You know, when his time Pittsburgh, Penguins drafted him, went to Buffalo, disaster, went back to Pittsburgh, and now he's doing pretty well again. So yeah, I don't know. It should be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 100.
All right, everyone. It's now time.
PK Subban.
I'm sorry. All right, everyone. It's now for our topics. Grant, would you like to start off?
Absolutely. Of course, the big news that broke a couple hours ago, the 2020 NHL Hall of Fame class. I have looked it over once. I have looked it over twice. And honestly, I think it's a pretty good list. I think all these players deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And honestly, I thought they got it right this year. Did you feel like anyone got snubbed or someone who shouldn't have been in? Or do you guys think this was also pretty accurate?
Hey, I can't. I mean, you want to go?
Yeah. I want Daniel Alfredsson to be in the Hall of Fame because
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Because he has been like sitting there, like everyone has been like sitting there, not like having Daniel Alfredsson. What was the worst? When Gary Bettman was in the Hall of Fame, Alfredsson should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, what year was he inducted? Like 2018 or 2017? Alfredsson should have been in that Hall of Fame level. Like 2018 Hall of Fame, 2019 Hall of Fame, 2017 Hall of Fame. Like,
well, commissioners usually get in, so commissioners.
Yeah, if you're a commissioner, you're gonna get in. Kennesaw Mountain Landis is in the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's the guy that banned Shoeless Joe Jackson. I mean, obviously, Kennesaw Mountain Landis brought baseball. He was he oversaw the Babe Ruth era. He oversaw that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Like, the only thing I would agree is like having like a commissioner or like any like executives like would be in the Hall of Fame. Then I would highly agree. Not Gary Bettman, because he is a current commissioner. He is not like done.
His legacy is not fully carved out yet.
Yeah, and what is Ken Holland doing in the Hall of Fame? Like,
built the Red Wings dynasty?
Yeah, like.
Yeah,
what do you mean? What is he doing in the Hall of Fame? He won what? 4 Stanley Cups?
3.
No, yeah, you bring out a good point. I mean, he's done a lot, for that late 90s, early 2000s Red Wings team.
He signed Dominic Hasek to play for he freaking brought one of the greatest goalies of all time to play for the Red Wings, who are already a dynasty.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Yeah, but I do agree with you with Daniel Alfredsson, of course, Ken Holland, Marian Hossa, Jerome McGinley, Kevin Lowe, Kim St. Pierre, and Doug Wilson, your 6 Hall of Famers. That is my one thing I may have changed, was put Alfredsson in over Marian Hossa. Outside of that, though, I felt like it was pretty good. McGinley deserves it. Doug Wilson deserves it. Ken Lowe, he's been waiting for a while. I think he deserves it as well.
The one guy that I feel is going to keep getting snubbed forever is Jeremy Roenick.
Oh, absolutely.
100% never going to get in the Hall of Fame. 100% deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He is the Kurt Schilling of the NHL, as in the media just hates him.
Yeah. With that, you have a good point. Like what Grant said, next year I would see Alfredsson, Jeremy Roenick, Keith Tkachuk.
And who's first time out? Who's going to be first time eligible next year?
Brodeur first.
Mark
No,
Raffi.
he's already in, right?
I would say Mark Raffi or Bill Guerin. I don't know.
Let's take a look. Who is it going to be? These are the players. These are the players who will be newly eligible for the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2021. I'm pulling it up on Reddit, so it should take a minute. Great.
All right.
Oh, Sedin. The Sedins.
I'm sorry. For those who are watching, sorry that we're taking so long. We just like to make funny jokes. So like that's what we were born for.
Yeah, funny jokes.
All right. Well,
like
not
in the Hall of Fame. Sure. So the Sedin twins, they're next year. Zetterberg, Henrik Zetterberg, Rick Nash.
Yep, Henrik Zetterberg.
Those are the guys. Nash. Oh no, wait. Brian Giunta, Mike Fisher, Patrick Sharp, and Scott Hartnell.
I don't see Hartnell.
Those guys aren't going to
be. No, none of those four get in. I don't even think at all. I think they're all Hall of Very
Patrick
good.
Sharp potentially, but probably not.
Sharp because of the cups.
Yeah,
Patrick Sharp because he won the cups and he was a key contributor to the Blackhawks. But I'd say that doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But
I just don't have him as a Hall of Famer. Like you don't think of Hall of Famer when you say Patrick Sharp. When I say Daniel Henderson, you think Hall of Famer.
Yeah, no, well, I mean by Patrick Sharp, I mean, it really depends who's going to be on the ballot. If, he's going to get – I don't think he ever will. I'm saying, out of those four, he would have the best chance. But even
100%. But he's not got a chance. He's not got a chance if –
No. Yeah, you're 100% right. Exactly.
All right. Graham, would you mind I can start doing my topics now?
Absolutely.
All right. First one. Michael Furland recovering from concussion issues. Yes, Michael Furland missed significant time this year. I think he played below 15 games. Furland was out, played for Utica on a long-term rehab, but luckily he has a legitimate shot of playing for the Stanley Cup playoffs. So any thoughts about Furland?
I mean, Furland was really good on the power play in 18-19 with the Carolina Hurricanes. He's always been decent on the power play, but when you look at Furland's numbers this year, obviously injury issues, but last year his numbers on 5-on-5 were not impressive, and this year his numbers on 5-on-5 have been pretty poor, to say the least. He finds his way onto the roster. He does not really find his way to get much. He does not find his way to much ice time.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think Furland's a good, contributor to the Hurricanes, but in reality, I think, in this for really every team, even when he was on Calgary, it's kind of like he's just like he's kind of just more of like that third, fourth liner. He'll get you some points.
Yeah, and especially for a talented young team like Vancouver, where he is now.
Yeah, right.
Vancouver, you're not gonna. And by the way, traded in 2018 by Carolina to Carolina by Calgary with Dougie Hamilton and Adam Fox for Noah Hannafin and Elias Lindholm. That's a hell of a trade.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of dudes.
Split right there. Wow, that was an even trade.
It's a really good trade.
Like, if Adam Fox is still with Carolina, then Carolina would be a perennial powerhouse, like the next Colorado Avalanche to this day. But I know the Rangers need some defense for sure, but, no one even saw it coming that the Rangers would be a playoff team on a 24 playoff format level.
I mean, when you got the Hart Trophy winner, anything's possible.
Yeah. So and Fox is third for Calder. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Calder later on to this podcast. So Grant, are there anything else you would like to point out?
Sure. I wanted to talk about main reason why I'm wearing this Hurricane jersey. Of course, new Hurricane jerseys are going to be rocking their black alternates throughout the playoffs and at least for the home games. We saw the Coyotes do this with their retro jerseys. We're seeing the Hurricanes do it now. Honestly,
oh, man, the Yotes jerseys are so nice. I love the Kings ones, too. I love the Whalers jerseys, but it always feels like an insult. My family's from Hartford, if you didn't know. It just kind of feels like an insult when they wear the Whalers jerseys.
Yeah, bring back the Whalers.
Yes, bring them back to Hartford.
And also a good point, Nordiques. So why should the Hurricanes really wear the Whalers if they're, Avalanche wear the Nordiques jerseys?
Oh, I have a Nordiques jersey. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, cool.
Joe Sakic.
Sorry. Do you know what team that should wear this? This baby right here. The Canucks better wear
I agree 100%.
No. The Canucks should come out one game with the flying V, just as an absolute joke to the rest of the league.
They better not.
Maybe a top. That's a bottom 10 jersey in NHL history.
Do you know what would happen if they wear that? They're gonna get spanked. Like 9-2.
No. We don't talk about 9 goals and Vancouver in the same sentence. We don't talk about that.
They're gonna get spanked.
Oh right, yeah, because the Canucks destroyed the Bruins earlier.
We don't talk about that.
The first period of that game, and I'm like, all right, I'm not doing this.
I did my first Bruins fan recap of that game. It was like I did like 3.
I'm pretty sure I wrote a Tecmo article on that game too, and I was like,
and I was absolutely livid. I by the way, the video I made for that is a gem. I'll say that right now. But man, was I livid after that.
I have to watch that. But anyway, yeah, I think the Hurricanes are doing the right thing here, and why not every NHL team, spice it up a little bit and have their own alternates during the playoffs. Honestly, I mean, do you guys agree?
Yeah, like Calgary should use the alternates and their Heritage Classic as their away, because since they have all the same colors, they should have their permanent colors. Like Carolina, they should have the black jersey as their home, and then the David Ayres jersey era. As their normal away jersey.
The David Ayres era. That's a new term.
Those 2 periods.
That is a new term. That is a new term. I should wear my David Ayres t-shirt every single day the rest of my life.
If you have a David Ayres t-shirt. Oh my god! Do you have a Scott Foster?
No, Scott Foster owned the private plane. That's what Steve Dangle said. All right. Steve Dangle.
Yeah, congrats to Steve Dangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We got to get Steve Dangle on the show. Shout out to you if you're watching. You're not, but we appreciate you.
Leo, what do you think? What do you think Leo's middle name is? Patrice?
No, David. I don't know. All right.
I mean, the Leafs have a bunch of fathers. They got Patrice Bergeron and the entire Bruins team, and then they got David Ayres.
Yeah.
Father's Day, happy Father's Day, Toronto. David Ayres. I hope he brings all their birth certificates because he's now their dad. All of them.
Oh God, we're gonna take off the air any second now.
Let's move back to hockey.
Okay, and now Steve Dangle jokes. Ilya Samsonov became the first rookie goaltender to win 8 of his straight games on the road. His record 16-6-2. So, what do you think of Samsonov for this year? Graham, would you like to start?
Sure. I mean, the guy has just been absolutely dominant. I mean, really, I think he's the main reason why the Capitals are still the best team in that Metropolitan Division, because Brendan Holtby has just played absolutely horrible this year. And, Samsonov, I think he should get the starting role in the playoffs.
Ooh, that's interesting. I simply do not think you can give a 22-year-old with 26 games of NHL experience the reins to an NHL team that is contending for a championship when you have a cup-winning goaltender on that roster. If you're the Rangers, I say go Shesterkin because you have nothing to lose this year. But with the Capitals, this is a team that can still contend this year, and I think there is no chance they should go for Samsonov over Holtby, even though this season Samsonov has been the far better tending.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I see what you mean. And I kind of take that back a little bit. I think Hopi's got to start the first 2 games, but the Capitals, they probably won't.
Short
If they go
leash.
in open space hole, pull them.
Short leash.
But I think, you do start with Hopi first.
Not Pecorine short leash, but short leash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't believe they pulled him after like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And Pecorine scored that goal.
I honestly think that's the most questionable coaching decision in the NHL in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, like to me, like Samsonov, like I don't see him like starting the playoffs. He's not literally playoff ready right now because, like, yes, he's a rookie. He's not going to be like what Jordan Binnington did last year. Like,
of course not. Jordan Binnington is literally. I'm legally obliged to say this. He's really good.
Thank you. And I kind of see Holtby play like 2 or 3 games. Like if he's like pooping all over the floor like he did in regular season, then I would see Samsonov.
That's one way to describe it.
Not bringing back the jokes like what happened last week.
I was trying to bring up what you said. And what was it? The first episode or the second episode? Don't say that line ever again.
I will not. I won't.
If I knew what you were talking about, I'd be laughing.
Yeah. Okay.
You can go back and watch it.
I will. I certainly will.
All right, Grant. And any topics or that's pretty much it on you.
All right. Well, I just have one major topic here. Nothing really crazy. Martin Erat and Chris Thorburn retire. Of course, Martin Erat, left winger, Chris Thorburn, a right winger. It's interesting because Martin Erat, when he was on the Predators, pretty good. Chris Thorburn, when he was on the Jets, he was like a decent bomb 6 guy. Ultimately, they're kind of whatever. I don't know, pretty decent. Well, I guess Martin Erat was a pretty good player for a while. Chris Thorburn, of course, is more of a grinder. Martin Erat was good. I know Alex shaking his head because he was absolute garbage on the Capitals.
When was the last time Martin Erat played an NHL game?
Like in 2014-15?
Yeah, exactly. So he's just retiring now? This isn't news.
I know. I get what you mean. I just wanted to.
Thorburn is another guy who I'm surprised hung around this long.
He's been in the KHL for like a millennium and a half. I know. I don't know why all of a sudden now he decided to retire, but yeah. No,
Thorburn is a guy though that is. I'm shocked hung around this long.
Yeah.
But props to him though. I mean, won a cup.
Yeah, Chris Thorburn. Yeah, you do make a good point. Yeah, with the one that cup last year.
First things first. Let me start Chris Thorburn, and then I'm gonna just throw a funny joke on Martin Erat.
Here we go.
First things first, Chris Thorburn. I like the way that he chose to retire because like he has not played a single game like the 1920 season.
2015, pretty much.
Yeah, like, he wanted to walk out. He wanted to walk out with the Stanley Cup. Like no matter what.
Yeah, last time he played was with the Coyotes, 2014-15, Martin Erat. Yeah, I know, and that trade for Forsberg, that was just garbage.
That was
maybe the worst trade of the last decade. The Thornton trade was bad.
Yeah. All right. Ready for jokes on Martin Erat? Let's do it. All right. Martin Erat. So when he was with the Michael and Martin Erat trade in exchange for like Philip Forsberg and the package of pucks, like I thought that it was a good piece on Martin Erat. He was a veteran forward, can add some.
He scored 2 goals in 62 games with the Capitals.
Yeah, and when I realized that he wasn't like in the league, I was looking at stats and I was looking at 2 goals. That's the best he could do. Yeah, like he put
that up in his next 17 games with Phoenix. I mean,
yeah, like
it's that impressive.
Yeah, like Martin Erat is now I'm thinking of a funny. It's like a dumpster at Shea Stadium. I don't know.
really didn't even know. He
City
was in the
Field.
case.
City Field. That was a good one. That was a good one though.
I said Shea Stadium.
No, because there was actually a fire at City Field, if you remember that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I heard.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think I was at SBC when that happened.
Yeah, and once like Martin Erad, he is now like pumping out the crowd that there's like no fans at the BB&T Center. And
Never are anyway.
Yeah, like
true.
Like
Isaac gets so triggered when I say that.
Oh, I know. Isaac's probably commenting away on my stream right now, but I don't know.
Take a look at what we got coming in from there.
Yeah.
No, he's not even watching.
Now I don't have any jokes for Martin Erad, so I got like four more, but I'll just make it quick. The Kansas City Scouts, the North American Hockey League, which is an amateur team, unveiled a new logo and a jersey. I am going to show it to you on my phone. You guys probably won't see it for those who have been watching. This is what it looks like. So it looks like the colors from the old jerseys back in the day when they were an NHL team. I like and this is the logo. It looks like an eagle. All right.
Yeah, I guess.
I think I know why that they put an eagle.
It does look like a Colorado Eagles look. Colorado Eagles
yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I think I know why that they add an eagle because like from like scouts, like Boy Scouts levels. Sorry, like you got like Cubs, Eagles.
Oh.
Eagles. I don't know.
That's one way to think about it. I mean, then what would explain? But what would explain the camel or horse, whatever it was on the original logo?
Yeah, but I think it's like a
camel. What am I? That's a horse. That's not a camel.
I think it's like a hiking. I think it's like a hiking theme logo. You know why?
It's not a bad logo. It's amateur hockey. I mean, you're gonna have ripped off logos of stuff, and I know I've seen that logo somewhere.
Yeah. So your dad.
But it's hockey. It's Kansas City. I mean, they kind of failed their audition in the NHL. They're not gonna get They're not gonna get an NHL team until they can prove that they can at least handle, for starters, an NAHL team, and then an AHL team at some point.
Yeah. Hey, Grant.
I don't think they. But they're like 12th on the list of NHL cities at this point.
Hey, Grant,
I know. I think Kansas City deserves a team, but they haven't really showed that they kind of deserve one yet. I agree with you on that one, Sam.
Hey, Grant, can you pull up the logo that posted? I think go to like 2 steps down, or I don't know.
Yeah, all right. I'll pull that up for sure. Get my screen out of here. All right, now I'll look that up.
What happened to Sam?
Oh, Sam out? Oh,
yeah.
Oops, my bad.
Oh, there it is.
When I was trying to erase my screen, I accidentally erased Sam by accident. That's my bad. Oh, geez. I'm a rookie. I don't use.
You're a rookie.
Powerskateshow.
Yeah.
I only use this once. Isaac does all the work on the All Sports Talk Show.
Yeah, that seems about true. I mean, I use this every day, so I mean, I'm a pro.
I use this.
Next step, get the background up. That's the next step.
All right.
Hey, at least you figured out how to share your screen.
Yeah, true.
Next time, maybe use it. Next time, maybe use an overlay for pictures. That would be interesting.
Yes. And
yeah, I'm not the editing type.
Yeah. All right. Next topic.
Anyway.
And Grant. So after the debate, can you pull up the Kim Pagula on the share screen once we get into it, please?
Sure. Wait, so what do you want me to look up the?
So on my post, it has Jason Pominville and the Pagulas with the Sabres logo and the NHL.
Sure, I could definitely pull that up.
On the share screen. So let's have a little debate between the color races between Kel McCarr and Quinn Hughes, one of the top front runners. So who do you think will be your Calder choices? Sam, would you like to start? Kel McCarr or Quinn Hughes?
I posted about this 3 months ago at this point, and there's nothing has happened to change the correct answer that Kel McCarr is going to and should win the Calder Trophy this year. The advanced stats make it so clear that he has been the better player. If you look at a comparison of his WAR, of his GAR, of his offensive numbers, of his the power play numbers, Hughes has him a little bit, but offense and defense, just McCarr hasn't beat.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I do think overall, I know they're pretty similar in stats, but then when you take a look at it in the advanced statistics side, yeah, I think McCarr does blow him away. I think overall he's faster and he's more tough on the puck as well. And, I think overall he's more of an offensive defenseman. I mean, Quinn Hughes is as well, don't get me wrong, but I think McCarr, I've just seen kind of a little bit more out of him.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's because
way more of an offensive defenseman.
I think McCarr is overall there, yeah, and he definitely has the offensive advantage.
Here's the thing: I've been saying for a while, I actually like Quinn Hughes more than I like Cale McCarr. But the correct answer is that McCarr has had the better season statistically, and that makes him the Calder Trophy winner. Adam Fox is a far down third, and Olofsson, no, Kubalik probably ahead of Olofsson, and definitely ahead of Hintz. But McCarr over Hughes for sure. I think that Hughes probably has more of a future though. Yeah. The expected WAR, the XGAR, the XWAR, the XSPAR. It's actually really close compared to what the actuals are. So McCarr obviously Hughes underperforming and McCarr overperforming. Perfect storm for Hughes to have the better career, but this season McCarr the better player.
Yeah. Again, it's a coin flip. But Quinn Hughes and Cale McCarr, they have been outstanding for sure. From my past posts, that Quinn Hughes has led the league for points among rookies with 53 points. Cale McCarr missed significant time, and I think that it affected his his chances. But Colorado has been top 4 of the Western Conference, so I think it's a good sign for McCarr. But for Quinn Hughes, in my mind, if Vancouver goes deep in the playoffs,
it's a regular season award. It doesn't matter what they do in the playoffs.
Yeah. All right. So once Grant comes back, I was planning out to do the Ovechkin passing Wayne Gretzky goal debate, but
eventually he will.
But I changed my mind. We're gonna talk about
Grant's back.
No idea what's going on with my connection, guys. I apologize.
So Grant, I just made a topic change. We're not talking about Ovechkin and Gretzky. The debate. We'll have a chance to do it by next week. So
sounds good. That's fine.
So with that, I am gonna replace 2 interesting news. Oscar Lindblom has came back.
He's back
to do training camp. So
hold up, not yet.
Do you want me to just say anyway? Yeah. So
no. Keep talking about the Lindblom. No. This is good. I want to talk about this.
Yeah, Grant, would you like to talk about it or?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, yeah, pretty much. Oscar Lindblom was spotted on the ice yesterday for the first time since being diagnosed with his cancer back in December. And boy, if he comes, I just think he's going to play phenomenal with the Flyers next year. I really liked him before this whole setback, and I think he really could be, a potential second-line center within the next couple of years, perhaps. I think Sean Couturier is going to take the cake for the first-line center for many years down there in Philly. Maybe Travis Konechny as well. But, overall, very, very good player. I think, I think Lindblom is. And, obviously we're all excited to see him back. And it's awesome that he's skating. Will he return for the playoffs? I doubt it. But
they already announced that he's not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But at least for next year, he should be back up. And, I would assume he'd put up pretty good numbers. What do you guys think?
I'd love to see him back, but he's not gonna play. They've announced it. And here's the thing with Lindblom. Obviously, he's a decent player. He's not very good defensively, though. He's okay offensively. I don't see him as highly as you do, especially coming off a major setback. He's not his speed probably won't be the same coming back next year. His stamina won't be the same coming back next year. He'll be a good player, but a third liner, a bottom sixer for sure. But a good one, a good bottom sixer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for me, I really like Oscar Lindblom for sure. He's one of my top 3 favorite players in the Flyers, but I like Carter Hart, Lindblom, and Patrick, but we have not heard from Patrick yet. Not
really.
Come back or I don't know. But anyway, Oscar Lindblom, well deserved from his treatment. But it just sucks that he missed the whole entire season from that cancer. Mm-hmm. But luckily, I kind of see him as a bright future. He would score 20 goals this year if that cancer did not happen. But for me, he is a future All-Star player. For me. Oh, sorry. I heard an echo myself, but again, congrats on Lindblom for beating cancer, and hopefully he does really really good in the near future. All right.
Yeah, we're all rooting for you, Oscar.
Yeah. All right, Grant. It's time to pull up the final topic.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Kim Pegula. Buffalo Sabres co-owner is going to work with Gary Bettman as the NHL executive inclusion. But she's not a good owner, to be honest with you.
No crap.
Yeah,
the entire organization's been run to the ground. Terry and Kim Pegula have done an awful job with both the Sabres and the Bills.
Well, at least the Bills are going somewhere. The Sabres, they're just hitting into a wall and just falling off the cliff repeatedly.
The Buffalo Sabres are Grant, you won't take this well. The Buffalo Sabres are hockey's Jaguars.
How dare you? But yes, I get what you're saying.
It's completely fair, though.
I know what you're saying, though. No, you bring out a good point.
I was not going to say hockey's Browns because there is no such thing as hockey's Browns, and it was down to the Lions and the Jaguars, and I just didn't think of the Lions.
No, I see what you're saying for sure. No,
I just think they're just going to be futilely spinning the tires for years, especially without Jack Eichel. They're not, because they're going to have to trade him. Ownership doesn't want that hanging over its head. Yeah, it's going to be crap loads of draft picks headed their way. If those draft picks turn out to be good for them. They could make the playoffs, but they don't have the talent to make the playoffs with this roster, and they won't have the talent to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'll just say something funny about this picture. So above Pegula is the girl just looking up out of nowhere.
Looking up.
It's like, oh hey, there's the Sabres face.
And look at that woman smiling all the way on the right. That is creepy. That is not, I'm going to see that in my sleep, and I am going to absolutely not get over it.
Oh, jeez.
I am not going to be able to. I will absolutely freak out.
What have we become?
Aro Tsujimoto is the greatest hockey player to ever live.
Yeah.
Or to ever not live.
Yeah. And
that's the only good thing the Sabres organization has ever done.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think I found one more. Grant, I think you should pull this up. So the Washington Capitals have added Vitek Vanacek and Martin Feravari as their black aces, like their backups for for the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs. So they already added. So they already added Beck Mallenstein and who's the other guy?
You're not getting too much value here.
With Martin Ferravari.
Yes, but I mean, once a goalie, you already have Holtby and Samsonov, and then good defensemen. But I mean, you're really gonna use them.
Yeah, like I think if they did not put Ferravari in, I would put Alexander Alexiev in, because to be honest, Alexiev has been impressed me with the Hershey Bears this season. Like as all of you guys know, I go to a lot of Hershey Bears games. I enjoy watching Alexiev. I think he's like a John Carlson in the future, like John Carlson's early, like first 3 or 4 years in his career.
That's high praise. John Carlson's one of the top in the league, and he's been that. He's been a very good defender.
Yeah. And
Absolutely. Well, he's been a very good offensive defenseman. Let's not get into his defense.
Yeah, and Vanacek, I think he has like solid potential to be a third string goaltender, but like I think Copley is your like half string goaltender, because if no one has took a veteran goaltender, then I think Copley is going to be your second string goaltender. Yes, like Copley has NHL experience, and Vanacek will be your third string goaltender. So like I think like if I was McClellan, I would sign like a draft goaltender who played in college, or 20-year-old goaltender that will be straight to the NHL.
I think if you're the Caps and Holtby's gone this year, we can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're the Caps, you need a veteran. You need a veteran goaltender. And I don't care who it is. I mean, Halak just got extended, so it won't be him. There's Grice out there.
Right. Yeah, maybe they can make a trade for like Antti Ranta or something. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Ranta wouldn't be bad. I've always liked Antti Ranta.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I mean, with Ranta, he's just got the injury issues. I mean, he's 31 years old. He's had injury issues in the past. He's been pretty good. Remember, he was really good for a 3-year stretch with the Rangers, and then his first year with the Coyotes, he was really freaking good.
Right.
He had a 2.25 goals against average and a 9.26 save percentage. He was really good those years, and I think the advanced stats can back that up with Antti Ranta. It's just that I'm not exactly sure if you're getting that quality, because think about it, you're not getting that.
Right.
You're not getting that quality anymore, and you're not looking for that quality. You're just looking for a guy that's going to stay healthy and be able to be there, but can Ranta stay healthy? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Yes, all right, that's going to wrap up for episode 10 of this Powerskate Show podcast series. We would like to thank Sam Federman for coming out, and Sam, thanks for coming out once again.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I was super excited to do this. It was a fun show. I can't wait to be back.
Yeah, we will definitely
Absolutely. I would love to have you back.
Oh, yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, it's time for
check out the Power Hour as well. That's Sam's show.
Tomorrow I'm going to be doing live commentary of the Manchester City game, and then I have a Power Hour. Power Hour is every day unless there's a game, basically.
Yeah, and
also the home of the original. Also, the home of the original No Sleep Till Sports Talk. Well, the name No Sleep Till Sports Talk came from me. The idea was Josh, but. Home of No Sleep Till Sports Talk, obviously the next, it's their channel thing. But my channel is the home of the name No Sleep Till Sports Talk. And I made a new logo.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Just have to get that out there.
I like that.
All right. It's time for some credits. Thank you guys, everyone, so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys hit the like button, please do. That's going to make us do more podcast videos. Once again, follow us on our Instagram at Powerskate Show, and check us out on Twitter at Powerskate Show. If you guys want to be a guest, we're running out of guests. Please DM us on Twitter and Instagram.
Me.
We will further support you 24 hours 24/7 business.
We are once again asking for your financial support. Oh, geez.
Yeah, and
I love those memes. I actually made one of those memes the other day about the MLB and MLBPA talking to each other.
Oh, jeez.
And I will be on Sportscaster on Friday for the 2020 NHL Draft Lottery. It's going to be at 8 o'clock at DMV Sportsnet, which is my Sportscaster. Grant has a 50-50 shot on teaming up with me, but we'll see. I will keep you guys updated. Anyway, check Grant Flood on Instagram at Fluster Sports Zone for daily sports news. Yep. And episode 11 will be a good one for next week. And once again, Sam, thanks for coming out, and Grant, thanks for another good podcast.
Thank you, guys.
No problem, Sam. I really appreciate you stopping by. And as for everyone, Sportscaster, thanks for tuning in. I'm Grant Flood along with Doc Stolso with Sam Federman saying, have a good night, everybody.